Hi everyone, my name is Nico Balak, and today I bring you episode number 6 of the POSTCAST series. And today I'm going to be talking to Trevor Smith from I Hear Science, and this episode starts like this.
Nice.
So, I Hear Science. You
I hear
started
sirens. Yep.
very not long ago.
Yeah, that's right. I've been in the band for maybe just a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Um, these guys have been. So I hear sirens started in like '06,
Yes,
2006.
2006.
So yeah, so they had been around for a long time, and I definitely knew about them. I've been in Utah since about 2003 or four, and so I definitely found out about them on MySpace, actually. So yeah, it was way back
Oh,
then, you know.
a long,
So
a long time ago.
yeah. So I was excited to see that there was someone making instrumental music because I was starting to really get into it myself. And they were, and I'd say, still we still are kind of one of the few kind of instrumental post rock type bands in the area.
Really.
So yeah.
But you got a little bit luck than we do here in South America, at least here in Argentina.
Hmm.
You got a lot of instrumental bands there and good
Hmm.
ones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
well,
certainly.
you you was a fan and you became
That's right.
a musician.
Yeah. So I was a fan of their music for sure. I went to college and I got a degree in civil engineering.
Oh,
And I just remember distinctly driving away from that job. I didn't like it. I don't do it anymore. I didn't like sitting in front of a computer all day. So I remember driving away from that job kind of mad, kind of not enjoying it, and just blasting the first EP, I Hear Sirens, self-titled, and just it's a very high energy. It's a very fast record. We can't play those songs as fast as they are on the record.
really?
Our drummer can't do it, so we're getting older.
But he was the original drummer in that
Oh
in
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So the original drummer and the original guitarist are still in the band, and they've gone
David,
through. What's
David
that?
and David,
That's right, David and David.
David,
That's right. I mean, I call the guitar player Davey,
David. Okay.
so just to kind of differentiate. But and then I started a post rock band. I would say you'd call it post rock. It's kind of we can maybe get into some of my influences, but it was a little bit more like the album leaf,
Yeah.
that style of music with more keys. And we actually ended up playing with I Hear Sirens back in like 2010 maybe.
Yeah.
And so I was able to play shows with I Hear Sirens and another band I was in. And then
So you knew them just like in
so I
in the same
definitely, yeah,
scene.
same scene. Yep.
You have a how is the scene there in Salt Lake on surrounding areas?
Like I said, there are it's there's a wide variety of different kinds of bands. It's not a huge city, so there's a lot that I'm not a huge fan of. I have a shirt of it looks like it's probably backwards to you, but a band called No
No,
Sun
son.
is
No,
really
it's okay. It's whatever.
yeah yeah it's a really awesome shoegaze band from Salt Lake. They're awesome. We've played with them. And there's another post rock band called Black Flack and the Nightmare Fighters in Salt Lake City. There's a cool, they're kind of I don't know how to describe them. They're a very chaotic kind of metalcore sort of
Oh yeah.
instrumental band called Hemwick from up in Ogden. So anyways, there are a handful of bands for sure that, and we're definitely not opposed to playing with a punk rock band, with an indie rock band. You know what I mean? We don't have to just play with instrumental bands here, but we definitely we like to get out of Salt Lake. We can't now with the virus, but
Of course.
you know, So we're kind of trying to make this more than just a. I mean, I think that the guys did this already before I joined, to establish I Hear Sirens as more than just a Salt Lake band. So definitely trying to get out, to the rest of the country and world. So I don't know if you want to hear the story of how they kind of recruited me.
Yeah, of course. That's
Okay.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So I told you about the band I was in, where in 2010 we opened for I Hear Sirens in Salt Lake. So that band kind of ran its course, and then for the last like 10 years, I was doing this project on my own. I was just doing a solo project.
Yeah.
And it was instrumental music, but I got kind of a little bit. I got a little tired of just playing by myself in my basement, and so I recruited a friend to fill out just a two-piece lineup to play live. We were just going to be a two-piece, and I've always programmed drums, and so I just had drums saved on a sampler.
Yeah.
And so we would do it that way. Anyways, we were doing that project, and we opened for two really awesome bands that you may have heard of. We opened for a post-rock band called Wander from the Bay Area, from Oakland, California. And we opened for kind of more a math rock band called Covet. They're both from like San Francisco area.
Okay.
Some of the listeners may be familiar, but we were opening for them, and Dave, the drummer of I Hear Sirens, was at the show. And this was, 2.5 years ago, maybe. And, and I thought, that's cool. He's just, coming, just to kind of see my band, and of course to see Covet and Wonder. But he approached me after the show and said hi and all that. And we caught up. We hadn't talked for a lot of years. And it wasn't couple days later, he reached out and offered me the spot. So he was at that show. He admits now to kind of scout me out a little bit. See me, you know what I mean? To see me play keys. And so I was at that show. He kind of was there to see what I could do, and invited me to join the band.
Well, that was good. I mean, talking you about for that means first they consider you a good piece, and they check that. So it was nice. At the end, it resulted that you're in a band,
That's right,
in a big band. It's
a good opportunity.
Yeah. And it's that opportunities that you can't waste. And
right.
It was nice. So it was 2 years ago almost.
Yeah.
And you started to compose, and now we are enjoying that result.
Yeah. And I had to learn a lot of their old material, which was a lot of fun. It was a lot of it was learning songs that I've been a fan of for many years, and so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess, and it's a lot of music because of 3 albums.
Well,
one
it was
EP,
a lot,
but it's a lot of songs. So, you had this experience, so you did yourself with a friend, or yourself first, and then a friend assisting you.
That's right. Yeah.
And now I Hear Sirens. Well, now you have. Who has? But after COVID, if someday we are free to go out, and so you have planning some touring or something like that?
Well, we haven't really gotten that ball rolling. We know that we need to. We know that we need to get on that and start planning tours. I think that we are definitely on the. Well, I don't know if I should say this. I think we were announced to play Post this year. We were in the first announcement.
Yes. With
This Will Destroy You and Glassing and some others that are Hubris. I think I'm forgetting a few, but I think that because we were supposed to play this year and obviously we couldn't because of COVID, I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the
next year
festival next year. I mean, I think that us being on Post recordings probably helps make that a certain thing as well. But so I think we'll be playing PostFest next year, hopefully, and we'll definitely be touring around that in the U.S.
Of course.
But we would love, all of us in the band would love to tour Europe and play Dunk. That's a huge, that's like a...
Everybody wants to play there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I, nothing's, I can't say, I don't know, nothing's certain on that. I think that they're going to try and bring back the lineup that couldn't play this year, but we don't want to see bands, not make it next year that were on the lineup this year. But if there's a band or two that drops off, that might open up a spot for someone else, like I Hear Sirens. So, we don't know, but we would love to play Europe, and we may tour Europe regardless whether we get on the festival there or not. Yeah.
As an example, if a musician should stay or not in a band, it's if they call. I have one of my friends is Carlos Astorga from Baikonur in Chile. It's one of my favorite bands. It's the opening of this series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm.
And if they call me, hey Nico, we've got a gig in 2 weeks, can you join? Of course. I say of course. But if someone says, I don't know, because maybe of course, I have three children,
right?
A regular job. Mm-hmm. And I need to find out another ways of incomes because my regular job is not enough. And I'm a professional. Yeah. Difficult things in Argentina now.
Jeez.
And I'll go. I don't care.
Yeah.
go.
I'm the same way, Nico. Like I have to do this. I just turned 39. I think a lot of friends that I played music with, 20 years ago, they sold their equipment a long time ago. But I have to do this, or else, because this is what keeps me going. So
it's like I always say when I was performing, when I get down from the stage and I started to watch to take a look at the other band, the next band. Mm-hmm. I was there and I said, I want to get up. I want to go there again.
Yeah, you want to do it again.
And I have to wait for 15 days. No way. So I don't care. I enjoy. That's why I say I don't care if there's only 5 people, 10 or 10,000. Of course, if there is 10,000, it'd be great. Of course.
Right.
But I'm not doing this for the 10,000. I'm doing this for the one behind the bass.
That's right. Yeah, for the one. Yeah, totally.
And I think that's the best thing we can give to the other people watching is this. I mean, that's why they say, I guess, this music is music for the musicians and not for public.
Yeah, I definitely reached a point in my life where I was just kind of definitely getting more into music that that didn't necessarily rely on the lyrics to convey its message. It was more like, wow, those notes, the way that they fall together, it either makes me feel peaceful or it makes me feel excited, or sometimes it makes me feel nostalgic. And so I think that's what drew me to instrumental music. I mean, when I first found it, it was like experimental to me. I didn't even know what it was called. I thought it was jazz when I first discovered what I now know as post-rock. The first band I found was a band called Tortoise. I thought it was jazz. I still think it's kind of jazzy, for post-rock. It's definitely different than a lot of what we hear today. A band called...
It's the modern jazz.
That's right, yeah. And there's a band called Do Make Say Think. That's another one that a lot of, it doesn't seem like they get talked about too much. I think they're in the same scene as Godspeed. And Silver Mount Zion is a band called, Do Make Say Think. I believe they're Canadian. and they sound quite a bit like jazz too. But
Yeah.
I just started, really trying to find music that touched me, just through the texture of the music, and not so much some kind of message being, I actually like music with lyrics more now than I did maybe 5 or 10 years ago. I'm starting to kind of get back into it a little bit, but I definitely like music that can describe a mood, just through the notes, through the sound.